Hi, I'm Tim Tuller, canon for music at St. John's Cathedral, with a couple words about the music for this Sunday, July 27th. This Sunday I've decided to do an assortment of pieces by J.S. Bach on the organ. There's no real calendar significance for this. I just thought it'd be nice to have a Sunday where I focused on some of Bach's organ music. The prelude and postlude actually I'm using to split one of Bach's preludes and fugues. Preludes and fugues, as the name suggests, are pieces of music that consist of two parts, a prelude or an opening piece, and then a fugue, which is a little more formal of a contrapuntal structure. The prelude's a little more freely composed. Bach really perfected this form of music. He did not invent it, but he really took it to its highest level of development, especially for keyboard and organ. The Prelude and Fugue in C major is one of about 17 pieces that he wrote in this genre, and one of the last ones that he wrote. This piece was actually composed in 1744, pretty late in Bach's career, and it's on record that he may have played this at a recital himself in May of 1747 in Potsdam, just 3 years before he died. So it's a very mature work. The prelude portion will be played as the prelude, and I will play the fugue at the end of the service as the postlude to make kind of a nice bookend to the service. I'll also be playing a movement of his second trio sonata at the beginning of communion. A trio sonata is a form, as its name suggests, there are only three parts played at any one time. One note in the right hand, one note in the left hand, and one note in the pedal. And despite the fact that there's only three notes played at one time, it sounds like there are a lot more than that. And they are some of Bach's most difficult and treacherous works. He wrote 6 of them, and he actually wrote them for his eldest son, Wilhelm Friedemann Bach, to develop his organ technique. And to this day, they're considered benchmarks in the development of organist technique. Some people have said that this may be why his eldest son eventually died an alcoholic, because he was forced to learn these extremely difficult pieces at such a young age. One thing to listen for in this trio sonata movement, towards the middle, there's a tune that comes in that really sounds like the clucking of a chicken. And some people think it might have been a little musical joke that Bach threw in there. So you'll notice it, I think, when it comes out. It sort of sounds like a chicken clucking. And our offertory anthem is by the English composer Richard Sheppard. This is Thy Temple. A very melodic piece. Richard Sheppard, I actually met and knew him briefly 25 years ago when I was in Sewanee. He was the visiting professor for a couple semesters there. And at the time, he was the praise center at York Minster and also head of the cathedral school there. So he had a very impressive career, both as a composer and as a countertenor and as a music educator and music administrator. He died, unfortunately, a few years ago. I hope you enjoy the music this Sunday.